First of all, thank you for hopping on. Second of all, yeah, why don't you introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you and all that good stuff.
So I'm Katie Reese. Do you want my age? I'm 42 years old. And I did the 12-week
Metabolic
transformation.
Momma Method. Yeah.
What was that?
Metabolic Momma Method.
Okay. Yes. The metabolic what? So,
Momma Method.
okay. Yes. So I did that. And so far I've lost like about 21 pounds, I think. But and I finished that program, and I'm going to keep trying to go on my own with the tools that I've learned and see what happens, see if I can continue losing and getting exactly to where I want to be. But it was a huge change and a huge help.
Yeah. So tell me a little about that. So obviously you lost 21 pounds. You have the tools now that you feel like really good about. What were some of your struggles before this, and what tools did you get from this program that really helped you?
I think the struggle for me in the beginning or before I like when I was younger, really up until I was 40, I always was like super skinny, like to where doctors would be like, "Are you sure you're eating?" And I never had to ever worry about weight. I've never counted calories, nothing. And I can just eat as much as I want. And then as soon as I turned 40, I tore my ACL and was hurt and out for a while. And I think things just kind of, aside from the fact that my metabolism was slowing down, I just kind of was just kind of got like slowed down a lot, and then wasn't really happy with where I was at. And I was definitely seeing like, oh, I actually am gaining weight and clothes aren't fitting as well as they used to. So then I could work out as much as I want, but I never had worried about the diet. And I think before, just eating everything that I wanted to eat, like having a drink whenever I wanted, or two or three whenever I wanted. At least from this, I learned that I don't need to have like an alcoholic beverage every day. I don't need to have dessert every night. And just I like things that you don't think about, like, eating a whole avocado or a whole banana. Actually, that is, either a lot of carbs or a lot of fats, or just things that you don't. This was more of like an education for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So you saw you once you hit 40, you saw your metabolism slowing down. You obviously had the injury that kind of like slowed you down even more. And so it seems like obviously you were struggling with just like, how do I boost my metabolism? You were doing the same stuff before, and that you were just like working out but not seeing results. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
And so you did this program, you really learned about, yeah, you're saying like a huge education process, learning what's in what, learning moderation. Tell me a little about the moderation. So like, you learned how to, seems like, you were still able to drink during the program and eat out and all that stuff.
Yes. Well, yeah. And then with eating out, that's the hardest part, I think, because it had like through the program, like the weighing and the entering of everything, which is a pain, but you actually see, and that's how you are learning, like kind of basically portion control.
Yeah.
And so it just makes you think when you go out, like you're really like rethinking what you're going to order.
Yeah.
And the drink, like obviously the first, what is it? Like the first step of the program, 2 weeks, you're not having alcohol, any of that stuff. But then after that, I could have it back in. But then again, I just learned to be a little bit more strategic with it. Like if I want to have that glass of wine at night, maybe I need to not also have the dessert, or not, or eat a few less carbs during the day or a few less calories, so that it's like a balancing thing.
Yeah, for sure. And like as far as logging your food, yeah, that's not like sustainable long term, where we get everyone is we want to get them like doing this intuitively. But it sounds like it was really able to help you in terms of like seeing what portions were, really thinking, driving a wedge between like, okay, I want this when I eat out, but like, is this going to be the right thing that's going to fit in? And then obviously moderation with drinking, you're like able to have the drinks, but be strategic with the rest of your day and how to hit your target still.
Right.
That's fantastic. Very cool. And so, what's like when you signed up initially, or even when you were thinking about doing a program like this, what were some of your biggest hesitations?
That I didn't want to get rid of eating the things that I wanted to eat, and like calorie counting, all of that.
Yeah.
That was kind of the main thing.
Yeah.
I want to be able to enjoy my life.
Yeah. Got it. So like the biggest holdup was like, okay, I still want to eat like the foods and I don't want to like have to, calorie track. What was it like? What was your experience when you actually were tracking calories and you were, able to eat all the food that you actually wanted just in moderation?
Yeah, that it really wasn't that terrible. Like my kids got annoyed by it because like every day it'd be like, hold on, let me just weigh this out before I sit down. Or like if we go out to eat, I like look at my husband and be like, do you think this is like about 2 cups right here? Like, how much lettuce do you think this is? But it's really not that bad. Like I could still go to a restaurant. You just eventually you figure it out. Like you just figure it out how to make it work.
Yeah, for sure. It just becomes habitual in terms of logging. You just kind of like figure it out. And then, obviously once you hit your goal, then you can start, getting off the logging. It's like the fastest way to get you to that point, which is, great. Obviously you saw the 21 pounds. What other results did you see? Obviously you mentioned, the education portion of it with nutrition, learning moderation. Obviously you lost the weight. What other changes did you see in, mentally or physically?
Well, first of all, like clothes fitting better, like back to like the clothes that I wasn't that comfortable wearing before, that I was able to wear when I was, early 30s or whatever. What else? Oh, you know what? A big one was even just paying attention to how much water I was drinking. I think that really helped a lot too, because I never I knew that I mainly drink water, and I knew that that was the main thing that I needed to be drinking, but I never actually paid attention to how much.
Yeah.
So that helped. And I don't know, I just felt better. And then I eventually when I we went on vacation a few weeks ago and I kind of went off the wagon a little bit, and I just didn't feel good after that.
Right.
And so right away you're like, I need to get back to like feeling good again.
Yeah.
And, not waking up with a headache.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's great, that feeling that you have when you are healthier and eating better and exercising, because you notice it when you don't, right? And then that gives you the motivation to actually get back on it. So whereas most people would go on vacation and eat like crap, not work out, and then they'd come home and just like continue it because they're like, well, whatever, they'd completely fall off the wagon. You're able to get back on.
Yeah, right away. I think, the day we came back, like the next day, I'm like, all right, go to the grocery store, get the food I need, and start over.
That's awesome.
Or
That's
not
great.
Start over, but get back on it.
Yeah, just get back on. I'm sure you didn't see too much damage either.
No, things weren't starting to look pretty, but I mean, everything was fine with like my clothes and everything, how I looked. But had I continued that way, I probably would have just gone right back. But it was very easy to get back into what I was doing again.
Yeah, just felt very habitual.
Yes.
Very cool. And so you're able to fit back into clothes since that you haven't fit into since you were 30? In your 30s?
Well, I guess I should. Well, yeah, probably like late 30s. Like some of them, like I could probably fit into, but like I wouldn't want to wear them because I didn't like how they looked. But I mean, not that I like have clothes from like 12 years ago still, but even just like t-shirts that were like tighter or shorter, I could get back in them now. So that's good.
That's so cool. And clothes fitting better, feeling better, obviously getting the weight off, and then just picking up all these habits. you know, obviously with the coaching of the program and things that you were struggling with beforehand with like the metabolism, you know, kind of being hesitant to do these things, you know, like logging your food, like going away from foods that you actually like. How did the coaching help you through that?
Well, good, because they keep you accountable. It's accountability, and um, like any questions that you have, you can reach out, and she answered them pretty quickly and gave like good advice on, hey, try this for breakfast, or if you're going to go to this restaurant, order this or whatever. So it's just somebody's holding you accountable, instead like you have to answer to somebody is
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the accountability, but also like, you know, hey, if you're eating here, do this or do like just ideas that you can kind of like marinate on and figure out like what the strategy is that's going to work best for you.
Yes, exactly.
What would you tell yourself if you were to go back 12 weeks ago before you started the program and you were going to start like right before, what would you tell yourself to help yourself through the program?
No. Well, I would say for sure do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like with if I had any hesitation, like definitely do it. And you know, probably that beginning part, and especially actually the beginning wasn't terrible. I think the hardest part was when she introduced the measuring and then the logging, like everything, like by grams and weighing everything out.
Mm-hmm.
That was like such a pain.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I would say is don't like stress out about that. It really isn't like it becomes habit pretty easily.
Yeah, it's real quick.
So it's not as bad.
For sure. It's a learning curve, you know, just like any other skill. It's definitely a skill. Once you develop, you're like, oh crap. And then you kind of get, you know, better and better and better. And it just becomes easy.
Yes.
Fantastic. This is my last question. So someone that wants to do the program, you know, that's a mom, like you, but is hesitant, you know, to commit. What would you tell someone in that position?
I would say if you have the means to do it, like absolutely do it, because it's I don't know, it's just a good reset, I think. And again, a good learning experience, and like you will see results.
Yeah.
Again, you're going to get in what you put in. So if you don't follow everything, then you're not going to get the results you want, but you will get results, and you will feel better, and you know, be happy with the results.
Love that. That's awesome. And yeah, obviously you're going to get out what you put into it. And obviously, but the thing is, you're also, you know, investing, right? If you have the means to do it and you're investing, you have that other added layer of like, oh, I better not, better not just
I just spent this money. Yeah.
Absolutely. Very cool. Well, I appreciate you hopping on. This is great. Oh, how many kids do you have, by the way?
3.
3. How old are they?
15, 12, and 9.
9. And then, so obviously they're like, but no, like the logging and just like, you know, whatever. I get that. My wife's the same way. And just like, wait, you have to enter this on MyFitnessPal now. What did you see any like different changes in them with like taking care of yourself, getting healthier, maybe them picking up on any habits? You notice any change with them, or just kind of same old?
Kind of the same, but then they like start, you know, they'll just start repeating some things like, well, you know, I had this many, you know, I have this many calories left in my day, you know. So probably the younger two, probably not, but the older one, I think maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Just, and these two, like, whereas before, I think the hardest part of the day, and it still is for me, is like that after school, like 3 to 5 time for like snacking. And so instead of it just being like, hey, let's go get ice cream or let's go do something, that's not happening as much now.
Right.
So that's probably a good thing for them.
Yeah, obviously, because you're like, I have an ice cream with them. Now you're not having ice cream.
Exactly.
Stop. So very cool. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you hopping on. Thank you so much. Really appreciate, obviously, your investment in the program. you know, you you having such a positive experience with it, and I'm glad that you have the tools that you feel so confident to just, you know, keep seeing results and keep doing this. So really, really great job, and thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
It was good.